We are tardy as hell today. 1 minute, 8:01. Uh-huh. The expectation we hold our movers to. Yo, ass better be here at 8 o'clock. All right. Welcome, everybody. We are here for another episode today of Mornings with Movers. As you know, I'm Dwyght with Mack's Moving Training. We have Clifford Starks, the motivational coach. We have
What's up, everyone?
Phil Diamond, all about Tampa Bay in the building. We ain't gonna talk about how you was absent last week. What's going on, Phil?
Oh, man, I was absent.
You know you was tardy last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting it's Thursday.
So,
I keep forgetting, boy.
but yeah, so what's new, guys?
So I got one of my boys absolutely questioned it in this marketplace.
What marketplace?
Just because in the marketplace of, as we know, it's a tough place right now economically for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's probably the leanest guy out of everyone because he literally rents U-Hauls, and it's actually supported him in this difficult marketplace. And he's like thriving at the moment. So I laugh at how life can be that way sometimes.
Oh yeah. So oops, my mic about to echo and everything. So Phil, anything new in that Florida market?
Not much, we've been busy. This week, not so much, but I don't have a warehouse manager right now, so we're starting to, stack vaults now, man. And man, I was back there a while ago, watching my nervous on the forklift going up. Please don't drop.
Gotcha.
So I got an electric forklift, man. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to switch out, man, because yesterday I was messing around with it, man, and me, I'm a guy that pressed the limits. It was already beeping at me, and I got a vault, man, and I got it, man, right at the top where I needed to start sliding it on, and the damn battery died, boy. And when the battery died, the only thing you can do is go down, and I couldn't do nothing. I'm like, man, and of course, it's a 240 volt, so I can't just pull the charger to it, so I'm just stuck. I'm like, man.
Gotcha. All right, well, today, guys, we have a special guest. Nick DeMoro from My Pro Movers out in Virginia is joining us. So give him a second to join in. You know how the Zoom stuff be. What's going on, Nick?
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you?
All right. It's
Morning,
an
Nick.
honor to have you. Right. If people don't know this guy, he's crushing it. Nick DeMoro, again, with My Pro Movers. The man has 1.8 thousand reviews on Google, and it's a 4.9 star rated company. Amazing. You got to tell us, what's the trick?
Well, I mean, we have more than that, actually, because we have about 5 locations. So it's actually close to 3,000 reviews. And some of our locations have 5-star ratings. So let's see. The secret, there is no secret, really. What it is providing a good service. And the way our company is set up in Northern Virginia, we do a lot of volume. So we have a lot more opportunities to get reviews, I'll say. But the key really is to make sure that you do a good move every single time. And if you have volume, you have a lot more opportunity to get those reviews, right? What we do is we incentivize the movers to make sure that they get that review in the first place. They do a good job after the move is done. During the closing process, we have a system that will follow up with the customer if we didn't get that review on the spot and the movers did not get the review. Most of the time they do, actually. So I'd say about 50% of the moves we do, we get a review on the spot right then and there. And if you guys check our company online, most of our reviews actually have a photo from the customer. And I think a lot of us understand how difficult that can be. That is something that our movers are especially good at, is finding a way to make the move a little bit more fun with the customer and be like, hey, like, let's take a photo of the move together, or after the move, let's take a photo together, and kind of make it like more of a fun experience. They really do build a rapport with the customers in a lot of cases. So, things like that are kind of like a little bit out of the norm. I don't notice a lot of moving companies, have as many photos on their reviews as we do. That's something that I think people should focus more on, because those reviews are a lot more powerful. I come from a marketing and SEO background, so I look at that kind of stuff. Those pictures on those reviews, if you guys check our main location, my Pro Movers in McLean, Virginia, those photos are incredible. And you can't deny that they're real moves, because there's a photo on every move.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So, again, with Nick is part one of two admins in the AI movers group that's just been blowing up over, I think, across Facebook. I think they were started their community probably over a week ago or something like that, maybe a week and a half, and they got almost like 500 people in the group already, which is phenomenal. And the information in there is golden nuggets dropping everywhere. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the AI and how it's been, helping the industry.
Yeah, I mean, we're really on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of what's going on with AI. We're still kind of, I think a lot of us in the industry in general, we're all just kind of like grappling with this thing. It's like a huge elephant in the room that is like kind of getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's the capabilities are improving. It seems like every week kind of now at this stage, so who knows where it's going to go, but it's definitely going to continue to improve. We know that much. So there's a lot of ways that you can play around with AI. A lot of people in the AI movers community, which is over 500 now. It's getting close to 600. We want it to be the biggest community on Facebook. So if you're not in there, guys, you should join for sure. We're talking about stuff that no one else is talking about in the moving community, in the moving industry. How can you incorporate this thing into your company to help it grow, right? That's what we're focusing on. And anybody can use AI. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to be this extremely technical person in order to play around with this thing and do some really cool stuff. So, we don't want to implement AI just to say we implemented AI, right? How is it going to help us improve our lives? How is it going to make us more efficient, improve our company, improve our operations, improve the customer experience? So that's what Marcus and I are really focusing on. And that's what the focus of the group will be moving forward, is how are ways we can implement this thing to make the customer feel better about the experience, help you maybe possibly grow your company, get some more revenue, and maybe cut costs as well, especially in the winter when people are struggling to bring in business. This is the time to build your business in the winter.
Gotcha. No, it makes sense. I was just talking to a guy yesterday who he was like, yeah, it's November, and it obviously it's been slow, whatever the case is, but we're just going to try to ride it out. And I'm like, hey, you got to do what you got to do, but don't forget, January and February is the slowest part of the year. So if you're feeling it now, just know that you didn't touch on nothing yet. So Phil, old school Phil, when it comes to this AI stuff, what are you thinking? How do you think that's going to play?
I let my wife do it. My wife been messing with that thing, man, for months, hell, and she's been messing around with it, man. So I kind of hear something about it. I'm okay, I'm old school, man. So I'll let her deal with it.
Now I hear that.
I like that Chat GPT though, man, because honestly, I like the Chat GPT. I think that's kind of similar, right? Because you can literally just talk and say, hey, I want to make a Facebook ad of my moving company for Facebook. And I mean, it'll just like, you ain't even got to type. I'm like, damn, I ain't got to know how to read no more. The spell. But see, my country twang sometimes, boy, throw in some stupid stuff.
Nah, it definitely helps. And I think ChatGPT, similar to Live Switch, a lot of these companies are making it so watered down easy for the average person to migrate over to. And it's just a matter of, hey, are we going to adapt? Use this to our benefit. We paying all these marketing firms to do all these copy for us when they're probably doing the same thing. Oh, well, they paying us $600 a month. We're gonna go over to ChatGPT. Let me get a post. Hey, what do you think about this? Because we don't know what the prompt is, and plus, I don't think ChatGPT really repeats. Depending on if you choose the same prompt, I think it's always giving you a fresh look at it. So it's never going to probably be the same words verbatim. So it's one of those things where it's like they're doing the same thing we're doing, but we're just paying them to do it versus taking the time out of our day.
I seen somebody had a Facebook ad. I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and it looked like they copied and pasted, and they forgot to take out the ChatGPT at the bottom. I'm like, oh boy.
That's why you need a marketing company.
What was you going to say, Nick?
That's why you need a marketing company.
So now, are you and Marcus doing a marketing company as well?
Yeah, so I've been in that for a couple of years now. I have my own marketing agency called Mover Marketing. I only serve movers as well. So not only do I run a moving company, but I do marketing for movers as well. So what you guys are saying is right. Everything that your marketing company does for you, you can learn and do yourself. I learned this all on my own, how to market my moving company, and I just became a professional at it, and I focus, and that's my passion. But you guys are moving every day. We got to deal with customer complaints and damage and movers not showing up. And do you really have time to spend all this time learning how to do marketing? It's important to understand it, yes, but becoming a real professional in a way that's going to grow the company, that takes years of dedication and focus.
Yeah, I remember I got in over my head when I think probably like 3 years into my moving company, where it was like, you know what, you need to hire a marketing manager inside in-house. You need to hire a operations manager, a painting manager, a cleaning manager, and I was just heavy at the top in my company. And I was just like, yeah, we're gonna diversify. We're gonna be, we're gonna really get it down. And then I'm looking at my marketing manager. I'm like, what is he doing every day that it's worth paying him non-billable hours? Because basically he's not really generating revenue. He's going after trying to get a return. And I felt like he was wasting my damn money. The only thing he was looking at is like, how can I get more leads? How can I do this? You know what? This lead ain't even working. How long did we have that lead source? For like 2 weeks now? Oh, goddamn, of course it's not working. You don't have enough work, and you're constantly just looking at stuff that you already been working on, and you're realizing that in 2 weeks span that they didn't have enough time to show ROI, and you're like, yeah, this isn't working. I think we need to cut it. Versus if with moving marketing, it's one of those things where you just kind of give it at least 60 days to 90 days. See if you get a return. And you kind of let it run on its own. Now I don't know what type of stuff you focus on, Marcus. Not Marcus, Nick. I'm sorry, the two admins. So I don't know what type of stuff you focus on, actually, Nick, with when it comes to the marketing side. But do y'all go over analytics and stuff like that with the clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is we like to focus a lot on SEO and branding. Without a good brand, you just have a company. But in order to grow and push your company to the next level, I've found through my experience is focusing on the brand and how people are talking about your brand. That comes down to also reviews and how you're getting them and the systems that you use to make sure that people are noticing your brand online. We use the best systems. We create some of our own for marketing. So, that's the most important thing. Analytics and data is great, and we focus on improving those. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a good brand and you're not focusing on branding, all you have is a moving company service that just doesn't really stand out. So we focus on finding ways to help you stand out in the market.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Yeah, I'm curious, Nick. First off, I want to thank you for all the amazing insights that you're giving. With the branding, do you focus on the owner themselves asking questions? Do you ask their clients questions? Do you do a combination? How does that work?
Yeah, so I do like to focus on the moving company owner itself, unless they're not comfortable with that for whatever reason. But in most cases, that is a good way to kind of improve the brand. The blog posts, they should be titled by the moving company owner, the moving company owner's face. If it's okay with them, that should be put out there as well. Sometimes we'll do public relations and PR for the moving company owner. Really elevating that person, not only as just this moving company owner, but someone that's doing something in their community.
Nice.
Some of my companies, in particular, my Pro Movers, the one that I started in the industry with, they do moves for the community for free. I mean, that's crazy, right?
Wow.
But they do it
That's
for
awesome.
the local family services group, where there's families who are in hard times, and the county knows about them, and they try to help them and find services donated by the community. So we just partner up and we move families for free every now and then when they really need it.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's good
Can
stuff.
y'all guys fathom that, like a PR, public relations manager for your moving company? Like, normally you got to be a movie star. Like, they're doing it for your moving company. So it's crazy, Yeah, I would love to see how that actually rolls itself out.
Right, that's actually my background. I went to school for public relations. And I'm actually from your
awesome.
I don't know if you knew that, but I'm from the 518 in upstate New York as well. I grew up in Schenectady, New York, which is right outside Albany.
Okay.
I went to school in Oswego, just to
nice.
Yeah.
I don't rep the 518, 718 every day, all day.
Oh, okay.
No, you got to rep your neighborhood. Phil, you 757, huh?
I left that life alone, boy. Repping. I'm repping this, trying to get out of, to get this retirement going.
So, we're gonna every week we're gonna have to talk about this weather competition. So, Phil, what's the weather down there?
We're at what we at today? We're in the 75 today, right now. So I think it's supposed to get up in the 80s. We got a cold front coming.
Okay. I can feel it.
Yeah, we got a cold front coming tomorrow. I think it's supposed to get like 69. No, I think tomorrow's high is like 70 something.
We ain't even gonna ask Cliff. Cliff probably 90 degrees out there.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm in a great place.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't have it no other way.
What about yourself, Nick?
So I actually just moved to Mexico.
You hot over there.
Yeah, it's pretty warm. I'm in northern Mexico, right below the border. So and I'm on the beach, so it's pretty beautiful and temperate. Not too hot, actually. It's kind of the winter time, so it's a little bit more temperate.
You know what? I despise all y'all because it's about 32 degrees where I'm at.
32. Jeez.
As a New Yorker, I know the feeling, man. I lived there my whole life, and I just moved, and I'm loving it. No snow.
You know what? That's fine for us New Yorkers. It's just a little brisk outside. It's okay. We all right. It ain't snowing.
I don't know the feeling at all, and I'm glad that I don't.
But no, I can't wait to go.
Experience.
Well, that's why y'all don't get to go skiing and snowboarding.
That's true.
Because the snow don't stick down there.
Well, we go jet skiing.
Exactly.
Yep.
That does
Nick's
fall
got it right.
along the lines.
When you fall in, you're like, it feels better. Not, oh shit, I got frostbite.
Yeah, don't have to worry about hitting trees and stuff.
That is very much
Right.
true. I remember back in the 90s when the snow used to be really, really bad, especially in New York City, where you had to climb over mountains of snow just to get onto the sidewalk. And I was going to school in the morning, so your clothes damn near drenched from climbing over the snow every goddamn day to try to get to school. You done got to work out before you got to school.
Mhm.
They ain't even ask you why your pants wet. They're like, "Oh, you must have been walking again today." But nah, good times. It ain't nothing like a snowball fight. Throwing snow at somebody. Got to make sure it ain't ice though. But yeah.
I gotta be
I
honest.
appreciate Arizona so much.
Say that again.
I don't miss
I
it.
said I appreciate Arizona so much, and I think Nick is saying I don't miss it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Oh, well, I know Oswego used to always be closed due to snowstorms.
Yes. So I was in the thick of it, man, and I'm glad to be done with that part of my life.
Yeah. I thought I was done too when I moved to Florida. And then someone was like, move back to New York. And I'm like, but no, I've been down here in Florida for so long. I've seen hurricanes, even though it's been one summer. And no.
Going through the motions, boy. The summer, man. I'm assuming in Arizona too, probably Mexico, man. It definitely make you really think about life, boy. I think I hear more people say, "I'm tired of this place in the summertime" than ever. Like here in Florida, man, I hear like customers, guys, of course, the guys. Well, man, I'm this right here is getting to be a little bit too much. In the winter, everybody's fine. Everybody show up on time, early. You got folks call, man. I think Melissa told me, man, in the last week, man, we had 20 phone calls from guys looking for jobs. Damn. You don't need, boy, you run around summer, boy, they're going to be gone. I tell you that, boy.
No, you ain't never lied. That is one true thing. And I think, like I said, last year when I was in Florida, around January or February or so like that, and it hit really cold levels in New York, I was looking at, have your two cities up on your phone looking at the radar. It's like, oh yeah, it's 75 degrees here. Let me walk in the backyard with my short sleeve shirt on. In New York, you're looking at it, it's -3 degrees. You're like, ooh, yeah, those guys must be cold. And then, one of the guys tell me, hey, the truck doesn't want us turnover. It doesn't want to turn over. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to figure this out, or we're gonna have to cancel the job for the day. So that's why I guess we always did 6 days a week so that we had that 7th day to maneuver stuff around. But yeah, we had to cancel the 3 jobs that day. And again, it was -3 degrees outside. So it sounds normal anyways, because you don't want to be out there juggling stuff. And I tell you, I've never seen so much metal from a customer when it's as cold as that is. Like, where all this metal come from? Like, who has this type of metal in their house? But nevertheless, yeah, so we had to cancel the job, and I felt weird because I'm like, it's cold out there. Customers are yelling at us. What do you mean you're gonna cancel my services? Are you not feeling the same cold? Like it's not -3 degrees for you either? Oh, you probably in your house in the warmth, huh? So yeah, it's a different breed when you have to cancel services in New York in the cold.
Plus,
But,
they're New Yorkers.
huh?
Plus, they're New Yorkers.
Oh yeah, they expect that as a normal day. Everybody moving, traffic is moving, heavy as it is on a normal day. When we get hot, now obviously ain't nothing like Florida, but when New York got hot, like 90, 95 degrees, again, nothing like Florida. But it's one of those things where we trooping up 3 flights of stairs, trying to get the jobs done or whatever the case is. Customers like, oh, well, the guys, they're moving a little bit slow, I even had to give them some water or whatever the case is. Is there anything we could do about this? And I'm like, am I not seeing the same radar you're seeing?
Yeah.
95 degrees and they trooping up 3 flights of stairs because you ain't got an elevator. But I don't know. Well, Florida, I don't think you got high rises like that, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, A lot of stairs, not as many as New York, but you know, you can start getting on the beach and stuff like that. But yeah, you got a lot of high rises here too. Not like New York though, but yeah.
So what is the limit that you would have you guys walk up? 3 flights, four flights?
Man, whatever it takes to get it up there.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to ask them to do something that I ain't going to do, right? I mean, that's what it kind of boiled down to. I think when was that? Maybe last year. The guys called me, young lady had a sofa, 17? Nah, it wasn't 7 flights. Sofa had to go up, and my guys they were beat, man. They had already worked like 8 hours. They were like, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this thing up there. And it was a sleeper too, so I went over and freaking yanked it on up. You know, yeah, man. You know, it's all about, you know, if it fits, it fits. I wanted to tell the customer, ma'am, it ain't gonna make that turn right there. pull out your old janky tape measure. It ain't gonna fit right there.
Yeah, we had a customer who's couldn't get their sofa in the elevator in their new building. And it was like, oh yeah, I gotta go up the stairs. We started going up the stairs with it, and the stairs ceiling started getting lower and lower the higher you went up.
Uh-huh.
And it got to that point where we got up, I think she was on the 3rd or 4th floor. We got up to like maybe a floor and a half up. And now it was so tight that we couldn't even make a turn with it. So it was like, oh no. So now we got to struggle to get it back down the stairs. Just to tell her, yeah, this isn't going to work. And then we ended up keeping her one sofa in storage for like 2 years. I'm like, lady, you done paid for this sofa 2 times over by now. You still want to keep it? She's like, yeah, you know, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. But I'm like, well, you don't know, and it's been 2 years yet. All right.
Right.
I'll pester you. What about well, Cliff, I know you done some moves. So I guess what did what's his name again? I haven't spoke to him in a while. Your partner in crime.
Curtis, yeah, Curtis doing good. He has his systems do most of the heavy lifting for him, so he's smart that way.
But I know he put you on some moves. So
he put me on some moves. Yeah, the funny thing is, Curtis goes, "Yeah, I've done 2 moves. I talked to the lead. He goes, Curtis never did a move." I'm like, that sounds more right to me.
So no, I got this thing where we're not walking up past the 4th floor. You know, if you live on the 4th floor, it makes no sense. Why don't you have an elevator?
Yeah. Plus, the woman who has her couch in storage for 2 years, I don't think that's ever changing, to be honest. That's going to be probably 30 years she's going to have it there. I was also a personal trainer. And let me tell you, we get into the psychology of people and why they do what they do. It is what it is. They're going to say, I got to think about it. Let me think about it. Let me figure out where I would have put that. And then they stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, what's some more stories with you, Nick?
So, I mean, you might not believe this, but I did moves too. You know, when I got into the industry, I wasn't necessarily doing marketing. I just moved to DC, and I found a job at a small company, a small moving company with 1 truck. And sometimes the movers wouldn't show up, and I was the sales guy in the office, and I would have to go run out and do the move. So, you know, I've been in the trenches too, guys, and I've moved some heavy stuff, and it's not easy. I know how hard it is. So, you know, there was one situation where we had a crew that was just really tired out, and there was a sleeper, and where they couldn't get it through this stairwell. So I went out with my partner in crime and the moving company, and we had to go handle that the next day. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Actually, it was extremely difficult. I wasn't in the gym yet, so you know, it's definitely something that, you know, it's not everybody can do it. And that's why people hire us to do it, guys. You know, Dwyght, you're saying, you know, you won't go over four flights of stairs with our company. We're like looking at every moving challenge. Like, you know what? If no one else is going to do it, we have to do it, because the customer is not going to be able to do it either. If we can't do it, how can we expect the customer to do it? And then if we come in and save the day, that helps our brand at the end of the day. They're going to say, these guys came in like superheroes and dealt with this like impossible task. So we try to look at situations like that, you know, as difficult as it is to do, we'll try to find a way to make it happen for our customers.
I seen this.
You know, I do got to really quickly say, Nick, you are dropping so many powerful gold nuggets straight up, like straight up. It's and even in the beginning when you said there is no secret, you're right. There is no secret. You just do what you need to do. You make it happen. You show up, you become the hero, and they see you as the hero and they want to support you. You're awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you also got to make sure, like, hey, like Phil, similar to what Phil said, you got to be willing to do it yourself as an owner, you know, if you're gonna put your guys in that situation. There was a situation.
Can we all make a video and send that to Curtis?
So we so yeah, we went out to like an hour and a half away from our shop, and we had to help this guy move all his stuff from his U-Haul and upstairs, and he had this one glass china cabinet, one piece, that had to go upstairs, and it was very, very heavy, but we dollied it out the truck, we got into the building, and then it was like, oh no, you're not dollying us up the stairs, so we're gonna have to, you know, either try to lean it over, something, maneuver it some way where we can get it up. But then it was just me and my partner. It was a two-man job, and I was able to lift it up, but I could feel the weight, and my partner, you could see his legs trembling when he tried to lift it up, and I was like, oh my God, we are in trouble. So I'm like, you know, and the only thing I'm thinking is, yo, they're paying us to do a job. Like, we're supposed to have the strength. We can't be looking embarrassing like this. And so,
you look like a baby deer.
So then next thing you know, he's like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm like, where you going? You know, so now my mind is running 1,000 miles a circle. I'm like, we got to get this upstairs. Where's he going? Where's he going? And then he comes back, and he used his brain. He actually, the customer was a male. So he was like, sir, do you mind giving us a hand? And not to mind, the customer had his 4 friends there that were all males. What the hell? You know, so you know, it ended up taking 6 of us to get it up the stairs. I'm like, you know what? I can't even be mad at you right now for going to get them, because my pride was just like, you know what? We're gonna get this up there.
That's awesome.
But I've also been it's been those weird situations where I've been in situations with just contractors. You know, we have so many jobs going on for the day where I end up getting 2 contractors on my job, and it was just me. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. It's just me. And we got this heavy wood dresser, double dresser, that the customer chose not to take the clothes out of, but they wrapped it closed. And it's just like, oh my goodness. You know what? We're gonna get it. So as soon as I was about to lift it, I asked one of the guys. Now he was an older guy, so you know, he was like, yeah, you're gonna have to tell that young buck to grab that dresser. That looks a little heavy. Oh my God. And then I had a young guy. The young guy was probably like 19 or something. So I'm dealing with a guy that's 60 and a guy that's 19. And I'm like, oh Lord. All right. So I said, all right, I don't care who gets it. Can somebody get the other side? So then now we lift up this dresser. It's heavy as hell. And I could see the guy. I could see the young kid. He's kind of like struggling. And I'm like, oh my God. And we got to go downstairs? All right. At least you can do one thing, older guy. You can get behind him to make sure he don't trip down the stairs. Trip down the stairs. I'm sorry. I'm letting this dresser go with him because I'm not going. I'm sorry. So we get down the stairs and we make it outside. As soon as we get out to the front door, the kid is like, oh, can we put this down to rest? I guess one of my biggest pet peeves is I hate putting down things, the same item, versus just getting it to its location. So we put it down, we pick it up, we walk about 100 feet, and then he's like, can we put this down? I'm like, we right here at the truck ramp. Can we not, just get it up? So We put it down again, and then the next time when we actually lifted it up, it actually slipped out of his hand, and we actually, his side dropped and hit the ground. So it cracked the leg of the dresser, which sucked because, having that conversation. I know, Phil, you've been in that situation where you got to go up to the customer and say, and I use these terms. I said, "Oh, we had a little boo boo outside."
Yeah.
Take my man voice down a little bit. We had a little boo boo.
Oh yeah, we were very sorry.
So, because you can't just
was...
we damaged something. That sounds too aggressive when you want to move. You gotta soften it up a little bit so they can be like, oh, okay, that's not a problem.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so besides my war stories has been going on with you guys, what's up?
I've been working on a project, man, several projects, of course, as in the projects too. But we work with the city moving the projects. There's always some entertaining things that go on there. Roaches.
They be partying, dancing, and everything.
Well, I stepped out the day before yesterday, man, and it was a guy. He wasn't there when for some reason he wasn't in his apartment when we showed up like a month ago, and of course they let us in, and he got there. Oh my gosh, my stuff. I mean, the dude literally had like 9 trash bags, a couple boxes, a mattress that somebody died on, some other stuff, a freaking big box TV. I mean, my stuff gone. So of course, rewinding back to that day. So fast forward now to the other day. The guy, of course, now he's talking about he had $80,000 in $2 bills in a box, right? That he's missing. Oh, I knew that was gonna be gone. I said, yeah. So I said, all right, let's go over here and talk to the office, right? Because I already knew how this was gonna go down. So the young lady in the office said, oh, well, why didn't you report that to the housing authority that you had $80,000 in $2 bills? Man, that joker left so fast. Come on, you got $80,000. You got $80,000, man, in a box. Why are you gonna leave $80,000 in a box knowing some strangers when they come in your house, man? And the thing of it is they don't even know what moving company's coming, right? So there was it was us and another moving company that we call them the cross-eyed bunch. But there was another moving company there that was there. And you lucky you didn't get that other group over there, boy, because all your bags would have been gone. Man, I tell you what, man, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody's company or anybody's etiquette of work, man, but I kind of found it strange, man, that another moving company there and the owner was there and how they were doing things. And I'm like, if the owner doesn't have any integrity about his company, how in the hell how does he expect his employees to have any integrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, I look at that as comparing apples to oranges, right? This guy thought he had got off. He was out there telling me, oh, we charge this much for this move. And I'm like, dude, you shortchanged yourself like 5 times, right? And he thought he had done something spectacular. And I don't know, man. I'm old school, man. I just believe in good old-fashioned business, man. Good old-fashioned integrity, good old-fashioned taking care of the client. Like the 60 cents on the pound. State requirements. Even though we try to pitch an additional insurance, man, it's very difficult to turn your back. I'll give you guys an instant. So last 2 Sundays ago, one of my guys went out, of course, and we had pitched this customer on, we wrap everything. It don't matter if it's going 5 miles down the road, we wrapping everything. One of my guys walked in the house and walked everything out the house. Of course, guess what happened? Everything got damaged. I mean, we had more damage on one job than we've had all year. Didn't put a TV in a TV box. Guess what happened? TV broke. Everything scratched, ding, ding, ding. I mean, is that the customer's fault? Right? And the lady was boo-hoo crying on the phone, man, because we were going to end up having to let the guy go that did it, you know, and he's been with us for years. And she's like, Phil, I don't want you guys to fire him. She's like, I gave him $100 tip, but the thing of it is he shoved stuff in corners and put stuff over it so she couldn't see it, so he could get his tip. And then he left. And I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, you know, you've been with us 5 years. You know, why would you stoop down to that level of, you know, damaging something and then trying to, trust me, man, when I first started this company, I damaged stuff, man. And I'm willing to tell the truth, dude. I've tried to hide stuff before. Not to that magnitude, though. You can't hide no TV, right? You already know that's going to be brought up. You know, like a little scratch, a little ding somewhere, try to touch it up with a little touch-up marker real quick. I remember one time, man, I broke this lady's china. It was a round china cabinet, man. The leg popped off of it, man. Me out in the back of the truck trying to fix it, right? Man, I done put some screws in there this long. And we take it in the house. The lady said, sir, where those screws come from? I'm looking, I'm like, oh, shit. That's all I had. Well, I asked my wife, I said, hey, can you bring me some screws? And that's what she brought. I'm like, damn, man. I've never screws that long, man. You remember the lady?
You know, so sometimes it's just better to be honest about it. You know, there was a couple of mirrors, like dresser mirrors or so like that got damaged or so like that for these vanities. But I think we found a shop repairer we could take the frame to, and then they'll just replace a mirror inside of it. Those are the things where we did, you know, just out of the kindness versus just paying a customer for and New York is 30 cents per pound, not 60, but you can do 60.
30 cents a pound.
So, you know, just imagine that dresser that was 200 pounds, and you're like, oh yeah, well, instead of $60, you're gonna get $30. You know, they're like, oh, you know, but only time I think I exercised the 30 cents per pound is if the customer was a real jerk, you know, and I'm just like, I'm not going on my way. I got asked a question recently. There was like, I forgot what the question was. I'm having a Phil moment where I think they were saying, oh, is the customer always right? And, you know, from being in business for as long as I was, it was just like, is the customer always right? You know what? I'm going to plead the fifth on that one because I don't want to say yes or no. But, you know, and if the customer I feel like if a customer is like saying, oh, well, I think you should send me 2 guys or for the service. It shouldn't take more than 2 guys to do this move or whatever the case is. I feel like you can respectfully object, but not like object. You know, where it's like, okay, I get your view that you want a two man to come to your job, but I think if we add a third, you know, one, because you have an elevator, one guy could be at the bottom of the elevator at the first floor, and one guy could be at the top loading up the elevator. And then there's a guy that could be loading up a truck, or there's a guy that could be taking apart your bed and 2 guys still moving your stuff. Wouldn't that be a better situation where they could be more efficient? And then they're like, oh, well, that does make a lot of sense. You know, so it's kind of like versus saying, no, lady, you're wrong. You know, this is not a 2-man job. We're not 2 men in the truck, you know. But one of the guys that I did want to have on the show, which I'm going to still reach out, I think he actually does the jobs by himself. It's a 1-man show, brings a dolly. He's very professional, and he literally, every now and then he might hire a contractor, but if he could do the move himself, he is doing the moves himself. And I'm like, I commend you. You know, we need to have those Phils out there, right, Phil?
Man, I was just thinking about something, you know, this whole situation, like I was talking about Sunday. So, you know, occasionally I do have to step out, you know, and go on a job. I got a policy, no customer left behind. You know, doesn't matter. Jobs got to be completed. We've dedicated our time. The customer has dedicated their money for us. No customer left behind. I'm not leaving no customer behind. I'm gonna figure out a way for them to get situated.
Let me piggyback off of that real quick. So when you say that, do you cap your service day from being full?
Yes. Well, not really. I always make sure, just like I'll give you an instance. Last week we had, 10 trucks going out every day. I mean, I made sure I had 3 extra people every day, every single day. Every single day I made sure I had 3 extra people. I knew that we were, busy. Oh my gosh, hold on for a second, man. My wife, dude.
Yeah, no, I was curious because I know that like once you hit capacity, you want to make sure that, like, oh, well, our capacity is 6 jobs or 8 jobs in a day. You stop at 8 jobs, or is that with that philosophy, if the customers keep calling in, you're gonna figure
Just
it
take
out.
them. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not last minute, I can put together a team. I utilize some other guys in the area for run over anyway. So, I network with another moving company. We share damn near guys. We do. We share guys, we share work, we share every damn thing. And it's worked out for us. I mean, somewhat. But you just gotta if it's planned out, you can work it out, right? Is how I look at it. I was just talking to Clifford about this last night, man. Some people, they get a little uppity and feel like they don't need to go out in the truck. If you're still running a company, if you're still involved with your company, you need the damn money. Very simple. Your ass ain't out here running on Elon Musk shit. Get over it. Get your ass out there in that damn truck and go take care of your customer that was trying to take care of you. Very simple. Because it pisses me off, dude, when we get these calls of company didn't show up and they were short a guy. Tell the damn office staff to get his ass out there. Very simple. Very simple. It pisses me off because people don't have to take your damn service. Do you not know how many moving companies out here? I mean, I know there's 30.
You ain't gonna make me feel bad.
Man,
we got
there.
X amount of jobs on the board for the day, and maybe one guy didn't show up. I'm in the office calling the customer. Yeah, so we short a guy. We're gonna
shit. You better get your ass out there.
I like one thing that I love about the game of business is the culture, because Phil's culture is different than Curtis's culture, and I can thrive in both of them. Because I know, like, if I was a part of Phil's culture, I know he's going to be down moving with the movers. But I'm a part of Curtis's cultures, and I know he's never going to move with the movers, and I'm okay with that. Like, he has his skills, he has his abilities, and he's like, look, this is the part that I do. This is how I help the business move forward. But one thing, as Phil was talking about integrity, that's why I can thrive in both of those cultures, because it's about being integrous. Integrity is just saying, hey, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Yeah. Curtis would never say, oh, yeah, I'm going to move with you guys. That will never happen. And if it did, he'd be out of integrity.
now, trust me now, this phone call does happen. Hey, ma'am, would you guys be able to move tomorrow? That phone call does come. Now, don't think that it automatically goes to, boom, you gone. No, that phone call does go out like, let's check the notes and see who was flexible, Yeah,
no, I think once I had to complete 50 moves in a course of 2 weeks with about 6 to 8 guys. It was one of those things where I was just like, you know what? I don't know how we even going to get through this 14 days of nonstop work. I'm not even trying to take no sales calls because I'm just getting angry by the moment. Like, every day is a double. Like, you got to do 2 jobs every day. You wake up on a Sunday like, damn, I am sore, but I got to stay up, because if I don't stay up, I got to motivate these guys to be there on Monday, because, oh man, we got another 20 jobs this week, but I think it's going to slow down next week. But, that even back then, it was to that point where people really didn't want to work like that, and now it's even worse with, like I said, the technology. I was just listening to this audiobook called Uberland, and I only got through the first, few minutes of the first chapter this morning, but it was one of those things where even Uber went through like a legal lawsuit in the beginning where they were like, oh no, you have employees. These are all employees of your company, whatever the case is. And Uber was like, no, I'm a technology company. These aren't our employees. And basically they redefined the industry of employees and like the taxi service and everything like that, because they was basically trying to hold them down, hold them to the ADA Act, where, you know, the American Disability Act, where basically, you know, because it was like ride sharing, they should be able to accommodate people that had disabilities. So Uber had to defend that and say that basically, no, we are not, you know, an employment business. We're not a taxi service. We are a technology service. So eventually they were able to get around the ADA Act. So it's been pretty interesting just getting through the first few minutes of the book. And I'm just like, oh man, I gotta finish hearing the rest of this story, where how that came about and just took everybody by storm, you know, pretty much disrupted the whole taxi industry when it came out.
What's the name of the book, Dwight?
Uberland.
Uberland. Okay.
So no, like I said, I was fascinated by, like I said, this technology that's taken over. You know, you go to a post office and they like, oh yeah, we're so understaffed. You go here, oh, we're so understaffed. And it's just like people like Uber who took over which really shined in post COVID. And then, you know, Lyft, you know, you got all these food delivery services where people don't have that actual boss now. Work their own schedules. And it's just like, you know, hey, we got to figure out how to systematize our business so that basically, you know, I get it in Phil's situation, no customer left behind. But it's to that point where ultimately we have to set limits, because otherwise you know, it's going to come down to a world where they already have trucks that's automatic that can drive itself. It's only a matter of time before they get robots that's going to be moving customers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have seen, but like in some warehouses across the country, it's kind of hidden because it's in a warehouse somewhere, but they have these exoskeleton suits where it like helps you lift heavier things. We've actually demoed one of them on some moves. It's pretty cool. But we've found that, you know, the young bucks, the younger movers, they don't really need it. But the older movers, the ones that maybe have a little bit of a kink in their back or have some pre-existing issues with, you know, some parts of their body, this exoskeleton suit really helps them, you know, move faster, move longer, and really increases their efficiency on the job and makes them feel a little bit more stable when they're walking up and down stairs. So check it out. There's a couple different suppliers of them. There's one called there's a German company. They're in all the warehouses right now, but eventually I think maybe they're going to create something that's streamlined enough for maybe movers to use. I think it's going to be quite a few years until we see robots actually moving stuff. I mean, that might not even be within our lifetimes. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Those suits, though, you got something. That's definitely, I'm going to look into that. I want to check that out. I think the robots, I'm like you, though. I don't think the robots will be in our lifetime. I don't think it'll be in our kids' lifetime, but it'll be here.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least not for moving. I mean, maybe you'll have like a robot for a couple different tasks in your house, but I don't think it's going to be able to pack or move things around up and down stairs like who knows?
We've seen those AI images where you got the little robot putting it in the box, you know, moving stuff around. But, you know, yeah, no, I know they still have yet to finish getting, you know, they got some of the drive it yourself cars, like the cars that's driving people around now. Mm-hmm. It hasn't made a wide spread yet, because I guess maybe of how expensive it is. And I think what is it, Tesla? That was the pioneer behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've seen if anybody ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think one of the last ones that came out, where the car was pretty much driving itself. It was like, hey, yeah, take us home. And pretty much it started driving, and just next thing you know, the little monster came and got the last person. But yeah, either way, the car was still driving by itself. And I thought that was so cool. I told my mom the same thing. I'm like, 'cause she doesn't want to drive anymore. And I'm just like, well, that's why you need to get an auto drive car. It could drive you anywhere you want to go. She's like, oh no. Next thing you know, they're gonna have those little if anybody ever watched Dragon Ball Z, where Bulma used the little capsule to get a time shift to come out of her little tube. They're going to do that with the cars, where basically your car is going to turn into a little mini capsule, and you're going to be able to put it in your pocketbook and go in the house. So with the New York City people, they ain't got to worry about parking issues.
Never have to worry about parking again.
Hey, I'd love to drop another recommendation for an audiobook. I just recently listened to Elon Musk's biography. It's kind of relevant to what you're talking about. It's really great. I mean, it talks about his life, of course, but it really goes into the ethos behind his business and how there is no limitations for him. And that's the way that I kind of run my life, is like, I don't see limitations for myself. And that kind of comes through in the business results that you can get. And I really think a lot of, even though it's not, what we do is not necessarily technology, I think a lot of moving company owners would benefit from taking on more of his strategies and kind of the way he views life and business in general. I think it's very relevant to what we do in our industry.
Definitely. And in environments like this, we definitely need to be at these mastermind tables, similar to Cliff. I know he's heading out soon. That we just need to bring the innovation together at a table. We don't have to necessarily be in business, with each other, whatever the case is. But if we are innovators, people that can think outside the box, we need to be at that table, and just, hey, what's the next best idea that we're gonna get off? Oh, well, I've been thinking about this. Well, hey, here's the pros, here's the cons. And we just need to basically just feed off of that energy, because basically being around the people that, sad to say, great friends, but maybe not going where we want to go, I feel like it's definitely holding us back.
That's why you guys should join the AI Movers community group. That's exactly what we're trying to do in there. Even though we're not working together necessarily, we're trying to create like a think tank, a brain tank, where we can all just kind of work together and improve each other's lives and share ideas and grow together. Why not?
Definitely.
Nice.
All right, Cliff, take us home, Cliff.
Hey, this has been amazing. Nick, appreciate you being on the show. Phil, Dwyght, always appreciate you guys. Dwyght, you bring the gold, you bring the good people in, and we just get to sit down and have great conversation. So hopefully everybody who's watching is finding value in this. And if you're not, please let us know what we can do, because all these smart people that we're bringing in, we can always bring the value. We just need to know where you want us to take this thing. So yeah, you guys are amazing.
Watch this, Nick. Phil, you got anything to say?
No, not after that. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Nick, for coming, man. Got a lot of good insight from you, brother. And Clifford and Dwyght. And I want to say some big words. Hold on, let me chat GPT this. Hold on.
All right, y'all go out and crush it. Enjoy the rest of your week. Next week is Thanksgiving, so we are not going to be airing live next week, sad to say. But, I might do a little special between Wednesday or Thursday next week. So, keep an eye out. But, all right, y'all. Take care. Enjoy your
Have a great one, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.